Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have an update to share with you. Another judge has now ruled, this is the third judge, by the way, they have now ruled that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not an MS-13 gang member. What do you know? So I'm going to get into the details of this. Before I do, please do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button below this video. It's free for you, really helps the show. So here's the deal. Here's what we now are finding out again. As you guys all know, Garcia was wrongfully and illegally deported to an El Salvador hellhole prison, even though a judge had said he is not to be removed from the country. He cannot be sent back to El Salvador because he faces real threat of gang violence because he refused to join the gang. So he was recently brought back to the US because the courts kept ruling against Trump. It was getting very obvious that, the people were not going to put up with this, that the courts were not going to allow him to get away with this. So they brought him back, but the Trump administration officials arrested him again. As soon as he landed, they took him into custody. They said, "Oh, no, he's a dangerous criminal and he needs to be deported after we prove in court that he is as violent and just this, horrific gang member that we say he is." And remember, Stephen Miller said that Abrego Garcia had committed, quote, "some of the most heinous crimes I've ever read about." And then he said on Fox News that Garcia was implicated in human trafficking. So that's bullshit, we are finding out, because what's coming out in court is he is accused of human smuggling, which is not the same thing. Human trafficking is when you are trafficking human beings for sex. That is not what they're alleging. They're alleging that he was trafficking he was smuggling human beings into the country over the border, which the judge doesn't even seem to be buying that. And then remember, puppy killer Kristi Noem, she had the nerve, she had the ovaries to call Garcia a, quote, "very dangerous person." Yeah, the woman who was too lazy and too incompetent to train her puppy and decided to go put a bullet in the dog to kill her own dog, she's calling someone else a very dangerous person. Wow. Hello, pot, meet kettle. Which actually, it's not even, because she's actually the dangerous one in this. She's the pot and the kettle. And Donald Trump, remember, he swore up and down, oh, he's an MS-13 gang member. It was written right on his knuckles because he's so stupid, he doesn't know that pictures can be edited. Well, we're now hearing from yet another judge. So Tennessee Magistrate Judge Barbara Holmes, she ruled on Sunday that the government failed to prove that Abrego Garcia was a quote unquote serious risk and that he was going to flee or obstruct justice. She said in her ruling, quote, "Overall, the court cannot find from the evidence presented that Abrego's release clearly and convincingly poses an irremediable danger to other persons or to the community." Sorry, I'm kind of tripping over my words here today, but the judge also slammed the Trump administration and their so-called evidence against him. And she said, quote, basically the evidence consists of general statements, all double hearsay. So not just hearsay, double hearsay. And then the court found that the DOJ used vague secondhand statements from two different witnesses. And then there was a third witness who actually disagreed with the gang claims. So they had three witnesses, two of them were bogus, two of them are just, it's hearsay. And then the third one was like, no, I never said that. He's not in a gang. And so the judge said that if the government had real proof of gang activity, they would have shown it by now. Yeah. I mean, anybody with a functioning brain can figure that out. And the judge confirmed Garcia has no criminal history. So we keep hearing over and over again from the Trump administration, oh, he's got his, lengthy rap sheet, such a dangerous, violent man with a violent history and, all these crimes he's committed in the past. I've heard idiots in these focus groups I listen to, oh, he's got a huge rap sheet. Oh, he's a criminal. No, no. Third judge, three freaking judges since 2019 have now said no criminal history, no proof that he's an MS-13 gang member. And Judge Holmes wrote, quote, "The court does not find that these circumstances, when considered together, compel a determination that Abrego poses a risk of danger to the community or has the proclivity and incentive to flee rather than face prosecution of this case. Abrego, like every person arrested on federal criminal charges, is entitled to a full and fair determination of whether he must remain in federal custody pending trial. The court will give Abrego the due process that he is guaranteed." And so here's the rub. She ordered that Garcia be immediately released, but the Trump administration is appealing this decision, and they announced he is still going to be held in ICE detention. They're saying, quote unquote, pending deportation, he will be held by ICE. So there's another hearing that's scheduled for Wednesday. This is supposedly to set his release conditions. We'll see what happens with that, but it looks like they're going to hold him for as long as they possibly can. But his trial will be coming up, and hopefully the courts will set this right, and he will be back home with his family after all of these months of lies and bullshit from the Trump administration. So there you go. I will keep you posted. I'll let you know how things shake out. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.